So let's go into the further details about the Krodh. We have the Krodh. That's because our mechanism within us is faulty. Trigger comes from outside. We spit out the Krodh. So the trigger is not important, but our mechanism is faulty. So to change the mechanism, we have to go within ourselves. It's just like a fan or an electrical heater is throwing out the heat, and if it wants to change from the mechanism that generates the heat versus and changes into mechanism that generates the coolness, the whole wiring inside has to be changed. So the same way, if we want to get above our Krodh, we have to find out what is the mechanism behind the Krodh. The reason for the Krodh is moh. Our desiredness of objects generates the Krodh. As long as we get those objects, we are okay, we have no problem. But every time we desire an object, we are not realizing we are setting up mental connection with that object, or it could be a person or a situation. The more we like that person, object, or situation, as long as we keep having contact with that, we are okay. As long as the contact is broken, it turns into Krodh. So Krodh is a byproduct of our attachment to objects. It could be a Haagen-Dazs or Jaguar car or a person or a situation or a beer or whatever. So our desire for those objects turns into attachment for those objects. So cause of the Krodh is the attachment. Cause of the attachment is desire. And what is the cause for the desire? Why do we desire different objects? Now, this is just the generic desire, not necessarily for particular object, but desire is the mother of attachment. So attachment is preceded by desires. And what is the cause of our desire? The cause of our desire is lobh, is the greediness. Greediness meaning you want to have more than what you have. The greediness comes to make us bigger, make us expand bigger and bigger and bigger. So this greediness to expand ourselves turns into desire of different objects, and desire leads to attachment of different objects, and attachment leads to Krodh. So why are we greedy? We are greedy because we don't know our true nature. We don't know our infinite, all peaceful, all blissful, omnipotent, omnipresent nature. In that nature, there is loads of satisfaction. There is loads of pleasure. But we haven't reached there. We have forgotten our true nature. So we consider ourselves an individual human being. And that is, they call avidya. Avidya is lack of knowledge, lack of self-knowledge. So when we don't know who we are, which we are completely, totally contained entity, because we forgot that, and we turn ourselves into a human body and the mind, and mind has a tendency to fragment into so many small things. I'm inferior, I'm superior, I'm this, I'm that. But these are all incomplete experiences. So mind means incompleteness, body means finiteness. This finite world and our association with that finiteness always makes us feel inadequate. And when we feel inadequate, we want to become adequate. We want to become complete. And all our quest for the sansaric objects, moh, maya, krodh, trishna, lobh, all these are attempts, futile attempts to make us complete. So ultimately, we all are trying to become complete, which is our soul. So meditation, by the means of walking away from the thought processes and our identifications with our mind, body, and our possessions, by walking away from it, it gives you a glimpse of your totalness, of your completeness. And in that completeness is where we can rest permanently, without any running, without any greediness, without any lobh, without any trishna, moh, maya, krodh. All this generate from one mistake, and that mistake is not knowing our true self. So go deep within, find your own true self, and find that satisfaction, find that completeness, find that wholeness, and know that's what you are. So once the incompleteness disappears, which is like darkness, and the light of completeness comes in, asatoma sadgamaya, you arrive in the brightest possible, most satisfying situation where there are no desires and you just exist. And your krodh, moh, maya, trishna, everything disappears. Have a good day.